Hello everyone, it's time for the MMA Rants and Raves 2010 MMA Awards. I'm going to start with Knockout of the Year. I'm going to give that to Mike Russo. That was absolutely unbelievable. I mean, especially everything coming into this fight. You have Duffy coming in with all that hype, coming off the quickest knockout himself in UFC history. And he was totally outclassing Mike Russo in that fight. I mean, stuffing his takedowns, outclassing him in the boxing, and then out of nowhere, the fight was almost over. You see Russo coming up with a punch. I mean, talk about going for broke. This was like a Hail Mary, just throwing something up there and just completely flattened Duffy. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. Shocking, absolutely shocking. So I got to give him Knockout of the Year. Submission of the Year, got to give that Fabricio Verdum. I mean, that was absolutely shocking as far as, what happened, especially the magnitude and who you're submitting. So submission of the year, especially doing it so quickly, got to give that to Fabricio Verdum. Upset of the year also goes to Verdum. I mean, Fedor was, been so dominant, greatest MMA fighter of all time, greatest athlete of all time in my opinion. To be able to pull something like that off was just absolutely remarkable, so I'm going to give him the upset of the year. Pound for pound fighter of the year goes to GSP. I mean, here's a guy who's not only cleaned out his division, he's trying to do it twice already. I mean, faced Koscheck twice. Other guys he's faced twice. He's lost the first time, but faced him twice, dominated. I mean, what is it, 30 straight rounds that he hasn't lost? I mean, not only he's winning fights, he's not losing any rounds. He's been so invincible. It's just incredible. And keep in mind the fighters that he's fighting. I mean, at the time when he was fighting them, they were up in pound for pound rankings. That's just crazy. And he's beating these guys by not losing a round. He's definitely current pound for pound fighter in the world, in my opinion. That goes to GSP. Comeback fight of the year. I was thinking Russo and Duffy, that fight. I was thinking about giving it to Russo, but I got to give that to Anderson Silva because of the magnitude of the fight. This is a championship fight, 5-minute rounds, especially being dominated, being smashed for almost the entire fight, for nearly 5 full 5-minute rounds. And then towards the end of that 5th round, I mean, Silva doesn't come up with a knockout, comes up with a submission. When they say go for broke, you would think they mean a knockout, but he comes up with a submission out of nowhere. It was just incredible. I mean, to come back, and the mark of a great fighter, of course, is when you're down. That's one of the marks of a great fighter, how good GSP is, of course. He's so invincible, but, when you're down, and to be able to come back like that, it's just remarkable. So I give him comeback fight of the year. I have to give that to Anderson Silva. Fighter of the year, that goes to GSP, George St. Pierre. I mean, he's accomplished so much, not just as a fighter, but as a coach. If you look at the Ultimate Fighter show, you could see how smart he is, how cerebral, the way he was able to teach, his techniques and share his fighting knowledge to these fighters in the Ultimate Fighter. You see how smart he is and how successful he was in the show. So, a lot has happened to him this year. And of course, as a fighter, so invincible, dominating his opponent, just evolving. I mean, he showed something in that Koscheck fight, which I never thought he had, to be able to evolve once again. GSP being a guy who's not a wrestling pedigree, being one of the best wrestlers out there, and now, becoming a dominant boxer using jabs. I mean, I never knew he had this. And like I said, evolving once again, learning more mixed martial arts, learning more fighting skills. Just an incredible fighter. He gets Fighter of the Year award. Comeback Fighter of the Year, I'm going to give to Dan Miller. I mean, here's a guy, looks like his career was in jeopardy. Lost 3 straight fights. Now he comes back after the 3 straight fights, wins a dominating victory against Salter. It was submission. And then wins his following fight. So here's a guy, who was down, looked like his career was in trouble, and he's able to come back. So comeback Fighter of the Year goes to Dan Miller. Fight of the Year definitely goes to Jung versus Garcia in the WEC event. I mean, that was just an amazing fight. 2 guys just coming at each other with pure determination, haymakers, throwing at each other. I mean, with takedowns. It looked like either of these guys were in trouble during the fight, and then all of a sudden they just kept on coming back and fighting. Just an amazing fight. So Fight of the Year goes to Jung and Garcia. So those are the MMA Rants and Raves 2010 MMA Awards. I'd like to know what your list is. Give me a list of awards of who you would hand them to and who your fighters, who your picks are. So I'd like to know what you think about that. And I want to wish you all happy holidays. Thank you for tuning in.